Enablers and Responsibility. Family by the Ton, Season 2, Episode 4.
You gotta be so good that they can't ignore you, especially the ones that ain't done shit for you. Yeah, you know exactly what I mean. They stab you in the back and then they ask why you're bleeding. I don't trust words, I trust actions. I don't care what you heard, I'm not slacking.
My name is Alan Roberts. This is Everyday Day Fitness. Like, subscribe to the notification bar over here. Share my videos. Thank you very much. Subscribe to my second channel, Alan Roberts. In my opinion, of course, it's going to be up above and down below and at the end and all those places. So, Season 2, Episode 4 of the Family by the Ton series that I'm doing. I'm basically doing a recap of Family by the Ton, which is a series on the TLC network, which I think everybody should watch. It should be on every network. Shows like this are dramatically important in our society today as they highlight the negative effects of the obesity epidemic that we are going through. They highlight how the end game is when people just neglect their weight to the point where they become morbidly obese. This follows a family of people that are all slated to get bariatric surgery to reduce the size of their stomachs to the point where they can lose dramatic amounts of weight, because these are all very morbidly obese people. Even the smallest one who had surgery last week, her name is Amy. She was very, very, very large. Well, very close to 400 pounds and not very tall. All these people are reaching a stage of morbid obesity, the end stage of morbid obesity. They could literally die at any time. That's the issue. They could die at any given time. One of the more focused characters that the show focuses on, his name is Casey. I spoke about him last week, I believe. He is 700 pounds. He could die any day. Any day. That's the thing. The healthy at every size people, I'd love to hear your response to this. You cannot be healthy at every size. You just cannot be. That is an absolute lie that certain people are propagating through our society to make others feel better and themselves feel better about their morbid obesity, when in fact, if you reach a BMI of, and I'm not a huge fan of the BMI scale, because it doesn't take into effect muscle mass, anything like that. But when you reach a BMI of 40 plus, you're unhealthy. Just to be told. It does not matter if it's muscle. It does not matter what it is. If it's 40 plus, you are unhealthy. You are shortening your life. You do not have long to live. You need to do something about it. Period. It does not matter what the composition of your body is. At that point, you are dying. You are actively dying. If the sheer strain on your heart does not kill you, or the strain on your joints and tendons and ligaments and bones does not kill you, the almost guaranteed condition of either diabetes, fatty liver, hypertension, increased risk of all different kinds of cancer, will kill you much earlier than you should die. It is just truth. Now, in the past, I made some videos a couple of years ago, about a year and a half ago, about a certain YouTuber named Boogie2988, that he got gastric bypass surgery because he was well over 500 pounds, I believe close to 600 pounds at one point in time. And I said that I am not a fan of bariatric surgery, and I'm still not a fan of bariatric surgery. I do not believe it teaches people the necessary tools to deal with their morbid obesity. I don't believe it does. Anybody that reaches that stage of obesity has some sort of issue with food, some sort of addiction to food that needs to be addressed, because no matter what, statistically showing, many people that get gastric bypass surgeries end up gaining a lot of weight back. They just do. They end up gaining a majority of the weight back because they do not have a healthy relationship with food, and they eat nutritionally inadequate food for the amount of food that they can then take in with a smaller stomach, and oftentimes get malnutrition and get issues from that. They have issues with hair falling out, teeth falling out, things like that. That does happen. However, my opinion has evolved a little bit. I have been watching several different shows, including this show on TLC Network, which again, everybody should watch. It should be shown on every network to help with the obesity epidemic. But I've been watching several other shows too that are around bariatric surgery, My 600 Pound Life, a few others. If these people are getting this surgery because there is no longer time left for them to develop the skills needed to save their own lives from their food addictions, from their morbid obesity. My opinion has evolved. I do not think it is for everybody. I truly don't. I do not think that this should be something that a 300-pound person should get. I believe that every avenue should be tried until then. to build a good relationship with food, because even after the surgery, as I just said, they absolutely need to have a good relationship with food, or they're just prolonging it a little bit longer. They're giving a second chance, and even if they would lose all the morbid, if they would get to a very healthy weight, the damage they've done to their body, their joints, those sorts of things, is oftentimes life-shortening in general. But it has evolved. My opinion about it has evolved. It is for some people that are in the throes of food addiction to the point where they cannot develop the skills. It is a necessary step to take, and I just wanted to state that for the record. Boogie, I hope you're doing well. I haven't checked on your content, but I hope you're doing well. It is basically the equivalent to locking an alcoholic or a drug addict in a room, not allowing them to get anywhere until they get clean. And it gives them a chance. That's how I view it now, and I think it's a necessity for many of these people. I absolutely do. That said, this episode saw Ed, who I believe is the only parent out of this whole family that is morbidly obese that's getting these surgeries. Ed was a former firefighter, had to retire due to his obesity, due to his size. Had to retire due to his size. I believe he's in his early 50s, not much older than me. And he is getting this surgery because, one, the rest of the family is too, but two, I really believe that he is getting the surgery because he sees what his obesity is doing possibly to his one child. His one child, he even says, is a little bit overweight. So he is trying to set a good example and be there for his children. I applaud this greatly. I hope he has the utmost success. I hope all of them do, but especially because, while he has not set a good example in the past, he is trying to do better. I applaud it, and I hope, beyond hope, that it works. If there's ever anything I do, please do let me know. This episode also did show a lot of cases. There was an argument at the very end where it turns out that Casey had not taken his diet very, very seriously, and pretty much just there's such a lack of responsibility by many people that are morbidly obese that it is the issue. In the early trailer of this, it happened. He basically said it in an episode beforehand. Casey said, I love my parents, but I didn't get to 700 pounds on myself. Yes, you did. And basically he's implying that he's so big that he cannot take care of himself, that people are bringing him the food and helping him gain the weight. And that is absolutely true. Being around an enabler when you are sick of any kind, let alone morbidly obese or a drug addict, this is the equivalent to people bringing an alcoholic alcohol. It absolutely is. It truly is. There is a certain amount of truth to this, in that he could not get it himself. However, he did get it to the point where these people have to take care of him. He was, as seen in earlier episodes, completely mobile, held a job, and just got himself too big to hold a job and be mobile. So ended up, playing video games all day long. I said it last week, and I'll say it again. This gentleman does not. He is looking for excuses not to take responsibility for his condition, and looking for excuses not to have this surgery. Anytime anybody has any complications, any of the people that before him have any complications, or the pills they have to take, anything like that, he makes it seem like it is this horrible endeavor when he is 700 pounds and could literally die tonight. Truth, he could just literally die tonight, and he is making it seem as if taking a few pills, having an emergency room visit after the one lady at the end of episode 3, you went to the emergency room to get checked out because where she got surgery was hurting her. She had 3/4 of her stomach removed. There is going to be some issues and possibly some complications, but guess what? She's not going to gain more weight for the present time and kill herself more. She's going to be losing weight, and to the point she can she can get surgery, because this particular woman has cancer that they can't even operate on until she loses about 300 pounds. The two women that have had the surgery so far, Amy and Amanda, are doing a very good job from what I have seen about eating healthy and trying to eat healthy and encourage other people, to the point where they at the end of this episode, at the end of episode 4, they kind of, in the waiting room as Ed was getting his surgery, pretty much got on Casey's case about not taking it seriously enough. And to me, that is a tremendous step forward, not only for Casey, but for them, because they're taking responsibility for their actions, and they're also trying to help somebody else eat healthy, get on the right path, and do their thing. That I felt great promise in seeing what I saw, because in clients I've had, because I do mostly morbidly obese coaching down to healthy weights, in clients I have had, I have seen that be the turning point. When they go to talking to other members of their family who are also obese about eating healthy, about getting healthy and eating healthy, that is the turning point. That is one of the huge turning points, because what most of these people don't realize is that they enable each other. By them all being overweight, they are collectively enabling each other. They are collectively allowing themselves to be normalized in their own environment. They create their own little microcosm, and they basically enable each other by being obese. It is a thing they share that is not out of place, because they see other morbidly obese people. They eat unhealthy food in their own environment, in a family environment. So therefore, it is normalization. They are enabling each other. One of the biggest issues that happens in our society is that we are telling people unhealthy acts are okay. We are propagating that eating thousands and thousands of calories of fast food on a daily basis is healthy. We are propagating that it is okay. You can be healthy at every size, which is an absolute lie. It is not based in fact at all. It is. The fat positivity and fat acceptance movement likes to preach it, but it is not based in fact at all. It is based in their opinion about themselves, that they can be metabolically healthy at a particular point in time. They always point to well, you can't be metabolically healthy at 400 pounds. Give it a minute. Give it a minute. You won't be. You will not be. You are shortening your life, and you are shortening the lives of others around you, because you are enabling. We are in this huge era of enablers, and the fat acceptance movement is a huge enabling group, allowing people to get more and more and more overweight, and more people becoming obese. This is not a sustainable society in this way, and this show is a perfect microcosm of how it can end up and what can be done about it. So my hat's off to the two young ladies who got on this young man's case, because at one point in time, he's even saying that there's a 100% chance that he's considering not getting the surgery. Because, could it be worse? You're going to die. If Casey, if you're watching this, because I know he watched the last episode, Casey, if you do not get this surgery and afterwards develop an extremely healthy lifestyle and take responsibility for your actions, you are going to die an early grave. You are going to die an early death. You're going to be in the ground early. The only thing that you are doing right now is digging dirt. That's it. For the hole they're going to put you in. That's all. And I do hope that the outcome shows that he has lost a lot of weight. I really do. But that is just the start, because true realistically, you need to take responsibility for what got you there. You. Just like if you're morbidly obese and you're watching this, you did it. Not your parents, not your upbringing, not anything else. If you're an adult and you're morbidly obese, you did. Because even if you left being a child, if you left your childhood being morbidly obese, you're an adult. Take responsibility. You may not have had the best choices to begin with. You may not have had the best options to begin with, but you are an adult. Take responsibility for where you are at. Do whatever you can about it. Eat healthy. Try to get activity. If you are 600 pounds, call a doctor now. Call the doctor from this show. Do what you need to do. But just accepting it and trying to find every excuse not to take care of your health is shortening your life. And that's just my 2 cents in the matter. My name is Alan Roberts. Hit me up on Instagram at EverydamnDayFitness. Hit me up on Twitter at EverydamnDayFitness. I'm also on Facebook at EverydamDayFitness. I'm on the internet at EverydamDayFitness.net. This show should be seen by everybody. God damn.